Hi, guys.
Well, good afternoon, folks. Welcome to another session with Kate and I. Kate and me, Kate and myself, me and Kate, her and me. I'm just kind of the tag along.
There. Remind everybody to hit the thumbs up so that YouTube will know they support us.
Well, looks like we got
one person
darn it.
already.
I have the wrong glasses on. Would you mind?
Sure. Where, are they in on the table?
Yeah, on my desk.
All right. I'll be right back.
Thank you. I have a pair of regular glasses that are bifocals, and then I have a pair of glasses that I use for my computer stuff, and their focal length is just about this, and that's it. But these don't work well at this distance. So literally, I have a pair of computer glasses that, thank you. The only time I need these is
when it's on the computer.
When I'm on my computer. So it's there. That's better. Now
and I have the same thing. These are just for computer with my bifocals so I can read. So.
Well, I should have gotten bifocals on these. Excuse me. So I could read with them, because with these, I can't see close up.
It's good to see you.
It's kind of bizarre. And Food Forest Permaculture. Hello there.
Yay. Hi, Howie. Good to see you.
Yeah. You guys must have been laying in wait for us. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, thanks for coming by. So what's new with y'all today?
Hello,
anything?
Iris.
Hi, Iris. Anything going on that's of note other than just the normal insanity?
Celtic, I don't like the no-line bifocals. I fall with them.
I've had the no lines, and I just it didn't really it just made a blurry area. That's all it did for me. So I prefer the lines, and
pick the last tomatoes. Yay!
I need to get more cataract surgery done.
Hello, Ruth.
Already had it done once. Hi, Ruth.
Hi, Lisa. Canning chicken, huh? That sounds good.
Yeah, we were just talking last night about we've got quite a bit of chicken put up in cans, or Kate's done a lot of chicken canning over the last year or so.
Yes, I have. I've got about 25 pints of chicken in various forms. Then I've got the bone broth separate, and I've got at least 20 of those. So. And
with her upcoming trip to go over to Lake Charles to see the Broussards, she'll be coming back with a whole lot more chickens.
Yeah. Hi, Josh. Good to see you.
Probably won't can any of that stuff. Shouldn't need it, really.
And I've got about 75 or 80 tomatoes in my freezer right now that when I get back, I'm going to make into tomato sauce and can that. So.
Hi, Josh. As always, good to see everybody come in here.
Yes, it is. It's wonderful. Don't forget thumbs up, folks.
It's our high point of our day. Yeah, it is.
Easy chicken salad and a quick meal, that's true.
Yeah, you're right. And seems to make pretty good chicken and dumplings, too.
Howie, what is a canning season? I can year round, and I've never heard, I haven't been able to figure out a canning season, because I'm just always canning something.
Josh, if you're waiting for a rant from me today, I'm probably going to disappoint. I'm trying not to rant because there's just too damn many things out there that I could rant about today. But
and he had his rant last week.
The one that's really bugging me this week is our illustrious Supreme Court nomination and the haste with which to get that ratified so that we can argue the outcome of a legitimate election and take another few steps toward autocracy. And I just, if I had my druthers, folks, you know where I'd be right now? Costa Rica.
Mm-hmm.
I would be in Costa Rica. I'm just tired and disappointed and disgusted and angry about so many things going on today in this country that I wish I could just take off and go somewhere and not have to worry about it and not care. And I have a feeling that, Costa Rica was where I wanted to go years ago. I speak enough Spanish where I could get by down there, and I'm sure a lot of it would come back. And it's a beautiful country, and you can live there for very little money. Nowadays, with our retirement incomes, we could live there very easily. But my health went south and knocked that idea right out of the
Hello, blissful acres.
right out of the way. So, oh well, here I am. Best laid plans of mice and men.
I was thinking about getting a second canner when they're available again. What kind of canner?
Yeah.
Pressure, water bath? And do you want a weighted gauge or just a weighted canner?
Well, the company that makes the one you have, they don't make them anymore, right? Aren't they?
Yes, they do.
They do?
Oh, yes. All American makes them quite a lot. It's the dehydrator that they don't
The
make
dehydrator. Okay. Yeah. That's right.
Pressure
Blissful
canner.
Acres Off-Grid Homestead. Hi there. Thanks for coming by.
I was just thinking about getting a second pressure canner.
Oh, okay.
I have a second one. It came upon it by accident, really. I went to buy a bunch of bottles that somebody was getting rid of, and she threw the canner in as part of the deal. So, but it is just but the hiccups, just a weighted, not a weighted gauge. So I don't use it yet.
Celtic Electric water bath canner?
Yeah, they make them.
Do they?
Yeah, the big square things that sit on the counter.
That'd be a good idea.
I don't know. I like my plain one that just sits on the stove.
Well, yeah, but if you're speaking of stoves, hopefully we get a new stove tomorrow.
Yes.
That'll be nice. Hopefully we'll get it in without any problems.
Yeah, I'm really excited and looking forward to that. My freezer came last week, and it's already got quite a lot in it, but part of that is all those tomatoes that I'm going to can, and they're laid out on sheet pans right now so that they could freeze individually.
Yeah, we actually have some room for ice cream.
Yeah, we're at 3 half-gallons of ice cream and 3 frozen pizzas in there. So I know people think we're crazy about having frozen pizzas, but every once in a while a frozen pizza is not bad.
Well, I like DiGiorno. I think they're as good as delivery.
Pressure can be used for anything, right? We have the huge All-American. You can use it as a pressure canner or just leave the top off and use it as a water bath. Yes.
Yep.
Hello, Susanna. It's good to see you.
Celtic, I figured that you meant you were down to burners. Yep.
Yep.
And the stove that's here now, Kate was down to
2 burners.
2 burners and a sort of a working stove part, the oven part, but not real reliable. Wasn't very good. The temperature wouldn't keep real well. So hopefully getting her a new one, this will take care of some of those issues and help her with her canning and everything else too. So
Yep.
Microgreens and lemon water for lunch. Well, I'm glad I'm not joining you for lunch.
Howie eats very clean. He's very good about that. I can't lift the big canners. That's my
Well-
problem with it too, Iris. The All-American, the big one, which is the one I got, is very hard for me to lift as
What'd
well.
you say it weighs about 26 pounds
Yeah.
empty?
26 pounds empty, and then you add anything to that, and it's impossible
Yeah.
to deal with. So I really need to learn to use my other one. It's a Miro, and does not have the gauge. It is only weighted. And I think it's kind of like the old-fashioned pressure cooker that I have, and you have to learn how often that little rocker thing is supposed to rock to keep the right pressure. But I don't know. I always, since it's pressure canning, not cooking, I've always felt safer with the gauge, so I can see what the pressure is in there.
I think that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. No more camp stuff.
Plus a real oven, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Problem with my oven, because it doesn't hold the temperature, is sometimes things cook longer than they should, and they still come out raw in the middle. So, and you just don't bake much in an oven that doesn't hold, because the outside may be totally burned and the inside is still runny and raw. You just never know. Fasting to get rid of mold, yeast, and fungus. Ah, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I need to do some fasting to get rid of all the antibiotics still running around in my system from
Yeah.
that infection in my hand.
Yeah. Yeah, the pressure gauge is definitely a big factor, Celtic, whenever you're doing canning, because, otherwise it's just guesswork. At least when you have a gauge,
You know
you
if it's
know,
got the
you know that
temperature.
you're at the right
Pressure.
temperature and pressure.
Mhm.
And it makes the whole process a lot easier to trust.
Well, I know that for many, many, many years, they did pressure canning without a gauge, and the food was okay. But
Sure. But people got real good at, being
judging,
able to just kind of judge by the noise the
right.
little lid made,
And maybe I could do that now since I can hear.
yeah, maybe you could.
But
Yeah, that's been a real interesting week for us.
British lemon bar recipe. I do not.
Kate got her hearing aids last week,
Yes.
and
Jennifer's not sad anymore. Welcome.
oh, good, Jennifer. So having her able to hear me, it's been kind of a mixed blessing. She hears me when I'm not really, either I'm not talking to her or one thing, or she hears the things that I'm not really sure I want her to hear. But anyway, okay,
We're doing great.
we're doing
Jennifer.
good, Jennifer. It's a pleasant day here. The weather's starting to turn cooler,
It's only 80 today.
and a little bit cloudy, a little bit sunny. Pretty pleasant day, actually.
The thing I've noticed more than anything else about having these hearing aids is the amount of noise that I hear, the amount of sound.
It kind of overwhelms you, doesn't
It
it?
really does. I'm so used to not being able to hear and to having things quiet around me. But now that I can hear all of the things that happen around me, I find I'm having to take my hearing aids out because I just get overwhelmed with the noise. Dandelion gives you a good clean flush. Yeah, I did not realize, because I've had hearing problems since I was a young teenager, I didn't realize just how noisy the world is. And there's a lot more sound out there than I remember.
Welcome to my hearing has always been really good, actually. So I
Yes,
told her,
welcome.
welcome to my world, because I can hear things that most other people can't hear. I don't know if that's a cursing or a blessing, but
Right. So Jennifer, you're going to go run? That's a good form of exercise. I hope you enjoy that. That's something I've never gotten into. I've told people for years I don't run for anybody or anything.
I always told everybody else, I'll take up jogging or running when I see a jogger smiling.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she says no. That's not what she means.
Yeah.
Oh, going to rain.
Going
I
to
bet
rain,
that's what you
yeah.
mean. Yeah. Okay. 90 and going to rain. Okay. The birds are very talkative today. It was
Yeah.
late getting them up, so they now feel like they have to make lots of noise to let us know they are up.
Kind of grouchy right now.
Hmm?
Being kind of grouchy right now. Hello, Bravo.
I
I
probably
see
ought to
you
let
over
them
there.
out of their cages.
Hello, Bravo. He was
Bravo's
waving.
waving like
He
this.
was waving at me when I came through here before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was. He gives you a high 4. He waves his foot at you.
Especially when you feed him something that he really likes.
Yeah, we call that giving him a high 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you let them out, they'll 1 or 2 of them will be over here in a heartbeat. So you might as well not right
Okay.
now. Maybe later.
Okay. Well, we got 11 folks signed in today, but only 7 thumbs up.
Yeah, Lisa. I think Kate is finding she's getting a lot of stimulation from the ambient noise.
A lot more than I was ready for sure.
Even with the hearing aids turned down. Jennifer, we haven't really talked or chosen a topic for today's discussion. You got something you want to throw out there? What are you in the mood for?
Blissful Acres, if you
Some
have a
big
recipe,
world issue?
if you have a recipe you want to share, please get in touch with me in email. I would love to cook things that y'all come up with recipes for as well.
Yeah, if you got something you want to bring up, do it to it. I think we're all just kind of marking time right now. It's just everybody's just kind of in cruise control for the moment.
No, I don't want to do that. Thank you very much, Celtic. Hi, Thrifties.
Hi,
Good to
Thrifty.
see you. Let's see. Eat dandelion every day, twice a day. Seems to be doing well with it. Liver rescue is nice. Milk thistle seed extract for cleaning.
Huh. More power to you, big guy.
Howie, where do you learn all of this? It just amazes me the amount of knowledge and the varied knowledge that you have. Okay, go lie down. Sorry,
All
the
these
dog
things,
let himself
I know Kate has had some experience with dandelions. We get them here, and she went out for a few days in a row and picked a whole bunch of them and tried to make some dandelion tea or something like that. Was that it? Or
No, I tried to make dandelion jelly, and
That
it
was
got
it.
way more
And-
solid than I planned
yeah,
on.
that's right.
But and I have some dandelion skin. I call it a cream. It's not really a cream. It's a more of a solid that you rub on, and it's very good for the skin. But that's all I've done so far. Get a microscope and look into a new world. When I was in high school, I did that, Howard. We had some nice microscopes, and I would bring all kinds of things in and look at them, and it's amazing how life has changed over the years.
Darling, you don't want to know.
Maybe she wants to know what she's in for.
Most of us out here, Jennifer, are old enough to remember a lifetime ago. I mean,
Go lie
I
down.
was born in the first half of the 20th century.
That's
So
what I-
I've got a lot to look back on. And
Oh, cool.
there's a lot of stuff out there that I remember from when I was a child that are so radically different nowadays. It's just amazing. Most of it is for the better. Some of it is not.
David and I were born before the moonshot, before home computers, before civil rights.
Before cell phones,
Yeah.
before, in a lot of cases, before power windows in cars.
Yeah.
So,
Before power steering.
yep. And believe me, we are both baby boomers.
Mm-hmm.
So we were brought into this world right after World War II.
Hi, Happy.
And things have changed a whole lot.
Has changed.
A lot has changed. Is that just plain water that you're drinking there?
No, it's lime water, but you're welcome to try some.
I'm thirsty.
Sure.
I just need a swig.
Oh gosh, so much. I used to tell my kids when they were growing up
Oh,
that I
thank you.
was born so long ago that when Mom made me clean my room, all I had to do was roll the boulders back out of the cave. So it wasn't really quite that bad, but I tell them that all the time. Smash.
Oh, yeah,
thank
Nixon and
you.
Watergate. Yeah, absolutely.
And by the way, Ruth says the fall colors this year are beautiful.
Oh, cool.
We don't get fall colors here, Ruth, not at all. But I have one tree, a little tiny one, in my yard that sometimes gives us fall colors. It's a Chinese tallow tree, and they do occasionally turn colors, and they are pretty when they do. I remember the fall colors from when I lived in Nebraska for a year.
Anybody remember a round TV screen about that big? I do.
I do too. I remember we didn't have
Black and
color.
white?
We didn't even have TV before color TV.
Yeah, it was black and white and more or less black. It was hard
Black
to
and
see.
gray.
It was hard to see, and my mother used to yell at me, "Don't sit so close to the TV. It'll radiate you."
Oh, she's northeast of St. Paul, Minnesota. My daughter lives in the Minnesota, St. Paul area, but I'm not sure what the name of the little town is. Grandpa was in the second one, and okay. Nixie tubes. Yeah, we're old folks, Jennifer.
Yep, we are old officially.
But you know what? I don't mind.
Beats the alternative, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
There's always that argument for it.
I mean, yeah, we have our health problems and that sort of thing, but we still get up every day. We still move around the best we can. We still accomplish what we can accomplish.
And I still thank the Lord for every day that I get.
Yep.
He keeps accommodating me.
Mm-hmm. What's up with the monetizing crap anyway? How come it's taking so long?
Oh, I think
I don't know what you're talking about, Happy.
For you, Happy, or Kate just got her notice, and
2 weeks
I
ago.
think, what'd you say, you earned 12 cents?
I earned 12 cents on week before last live stream.
So we're getting ready to hit it big time here,
Get
folks.
no remote control. Oh, yes. That was
I was the remote, yeah. And I'll tell you what, now there were only
3 channels.
Well, we had when we lived in Arizona when I was little, we had 4 channels because there was an independent TV station that was Channel 5. It was called KPHO, still around, I think. But we had ABC, NBC, CBS, and this independent channel, Channel 5, KPHO. ABC was Channel 3.
Mm-hmm.
CBS was Channel 5.
Mm-hmm.
NBC was 12. No, I'm sorry. The independent was 5. And CBS was 9. And NBC was 12. And that's all you had. You had 12 channels. Or you went to UHF,
Right.
which nobody was using at that time.
Right.
So you really didn't have any UHF. So
No, Jennifer, no MTV at all.
no, the MTV, no, nothing like that. But we did have, we had American Bandstand. And
Once
we had
a week on Saturdays usually.
Yeah, on Saturdays. And we also had what was the Motown one? What was that?
Soul Train.
Soul Train. That's right. We had Soul Train after a while. This was a little later on, but we had Soul Train.
Teenagers.
And we had American Bandstand.
Yeah. I agree with huge changes.
And of course, you had Lawrence Welk. And you had the variety shows where you got a lot of your music. The first time I saw the Beatles was on
Ed Sullivan.
the Ed Sullivan Show when they made their debut on Ed Sullivan. And quite a few other folks used to watch the Carol Burnett Show. Used to what now? See if any of you remember this one, the Gary Moore Show.
Oh, yeah.
You remember him?
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that actually discovered Carol Burnett.
Well, he's the one that premiered her.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know what I mean. But, yeah. But then you also had some great comedians back then. The Sid Caesar Comedy Hour. Yeah, exactly. Had to move the antenna, turn the pole. Mm-hmm. I was the one that had to go up on the roof and move the pole around to get the better reception. And my mom would be down by the TV, my dad would be at the back door, and I'd be on the roof.
Hi, Irene. Good
and we'd be up there trying to adjust that antenna. Red Skelton, I loved. His bits on Kids and Art Linkletter with his Kids Say the Darndest Things. Laugh In was great, yeah. And then there was, of course, all the old series. You know, you remember Perry Mason, Sunset Strip. Remember that
Honeymooners.
one? 77 Sunset Strip.
Dick Cavett.
What were some of the other ones that were back around then? Hawaii Five-0, the original.
The one that was the detective. His name was Friday.
Oh, Dragnet.
Dragnet.
Yeah. Yep. Lawrence Welk Show.
Yeah.
My mother was a big Lawrence Welk fan. And then
one of my favorite TV shows from back then, and it was not on in the United States. It was on from Channel 41 in Mexico with the bullfights. I'd never seen a bullfight till we got that channel.
Yep. Hopalong Cassidy, Cisco Kid.
Howdy Doody.
Yep. Let's see. And Mr. Green Jeans, even that was on back then. Captain Kangaroo.
That was after
Yep. And,
Howdy Doody went off. Let's see. I met Carol Burnett in high school. I went to her show filming, and she chose me from. How cool!
Yep. Lone
She
Ranger.
grew up in San Antonio, real close to where I lived.
Cisco Kid.
She was
Let's
my mom's
see.
age, so. Little Rascals, yeah.
Yep.
Green Acres. Hi, Carol. Green
Let's
Acres
see. There
is
was
fun.
one.
Petticoat Junction.
The one where he had his airplane. What the heck was that one?
Sky King.
Sky King. And then there was Lloyd Bridges had the one where he was always in the scuba stuff. What was that one?
I don't remember it. I know what you're talking about. Yes, The Millionaire was good too.
Yeah.
Flying Nun. Oh, I had forgotten about that.
Yeah, that
Sally
was a good
Fields
one.
blushes to this day about
that
that
was a
one.
good one. Sea Hunt. That's the one. Sea
Thank
Hunt,
you,
the one with
Lisa.
Lloyd Bridges. Thank you, Lisa. And wow. This is definitely now, have we answered your question, Jennifer?
Green Acres, Hogan's Heroes.
Yeah,
MASH,
Hogan's Heroes, MASH.
Gunsmoking Bonanza.
Yep. And
Two of my favorites.
some of those old westerns were pretty good. The 40 Mule Team, what was that one called? Death Valley Days.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there was Wagon Train.
And Paladin.
Yep, Wagon Train, Paladin, Have Gun Will Travel.
Rifleman.
The Rifleman. What was the one where Steve McQueen was the bounty hunter?
I don't
What the
know.
heck was the name of that one?
I don't remember that one.
It was
Big
old.
Valley was a good one, Carol.
Yep.
Queen?
Don't
I
know that
don't
one.
remember a TV show named Queen at all. Sorry. Dragnet. That's a good one.
Yep, there was a ton of them, boy. There was a lot of.
And the amazing
We
part of
just dug up a lot of memories, didn't we?
the amazing part of shows back then was they actually had seasons, and they went for 4 months, took a break, and another 4 months, and then they were off for the summer.
Yeah.
So you actually got a lot of brand new content and not nearly as many commercials.
Yeah, the song people there was Name That Tune.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that one?
Mm-hmm. And Mitch Miller.
Yep.
Good Times, that's a good one.
Yep.
And the Jeffersons and Archie Bunker and that whole group. That
Yeah,
whole genre.
those are back getting up into the 70s and stuff now.
60s and 70s, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, McQueen. That was the one with Steve McQueen as I can't remember the name of the show. Wanted, Dead or Alive. That was it.
Okay.
Yep.
Lassie, that was a good one, and I love
Lassie.
Lucy. I've been watching some of the I Love Lucy reruns on YouTube lately, and they're just as funny now as they were way back then. What's really amazing is when you watch some of those reruns from those channels or from those TV shows way back then, they are so hokey now, especially the science fiction ones.
Yep. Jack Benny Show.
Yeah, that was good.
Remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
That one nowadays they don't show very much because of all the overt racism about Roscoe, or is that his name, Roscoe?
On which?
On Jack Benny.
Jack Benny, yeah. Yeah.
That one was a very.
Lassie was always so heart-touching.
Yep.
Benny Hill.
I was never a fan of Benny Hill.
I didn't find Benny Hill until I was in my 20s.
Never did like Benny Hill.
You have a little trouble with British humor, don't
Well,
you?
that particular one, I guess. The Dukes of Hazzard. Yeah, that was another one that was pretty
A
old
lot of
too.
fun.
Yeah, there's gosh, we have definitely dug through some
That's why
old
it's
programs.
emotional every time it's all Timmy's fault. You need to tell him about that, Haffy. You need to tell Timmy that's his fault.
Yep. Remember, was it Fury? Was the name of the
That was
horse?
the horse, yeah. And Rin Tin Tin.
And yeah, Rin Tin Tin. Some
Real
other
comedians.
program.
That's right at Blissful.
Then there was
Dennis the Menace.
that program where the guys were out there at the Army Fort, the comedy. Oh man.
You're not talking about the one with Jim Neighbors, are you?
Well, that one too, but that one was.
That was in the 70s.
Oh yeah, I can't remember. No, the one I'm thinking about was a bunch of guys were out at an Old West
Oh,
fort.
I don't know. Happy Days was good. F Troop.
F Troop, that's the one. Yep.
Leave It to Beaver and Gilligan's
And
Island.
then we also
Yes.
had the one with McHale's Navy,
Rin Tin Tin, that's right.
or McHale's Navy. That was a good one. Yep.
What's funny is you bring these shows up, and I can see in my mind's eye the people that were on them, but I couldn't tell you. I think Ernest Borgnine was on McHale's Navy.
Yeah, he was. Yep.
But I don't remember the names. I just see their faces.
Yep.
Remember them. Hogan's Heroes is the same way. I couldn't tell you who was on that, but I can see their faces in my mind.
Yeah, well, they most of them been dead and gone a long time.
Yeah.
Tim Conway. He was.
Was he on
one of
Hogan's
them.
Heroes?
Well, he was on Carol Burnett. I don't know what
Yeah.
he may have done other stuff, but
And Harvey Korman was also on Carol
there was
Burnett.
another one called Laramie. There was another Western, Laramie, and gosh,
McHale's Navy. That's what he was on.
yeah.
Gomer Pyle is the one I was trying to think of. Thank you, Carol. And he started from the Andy Griffith Show.
Got some folks here about as old as we are. You know what?
It's nice. It's nice. It makes me feel a little bit younger.
Yep. It's been a while, that's for sure. A lot of those programs are
Galloping Gourmet.
they're making a comeback. You know, they on some of these late night TV networks, they'll sit there and spool those things out all night. Crappy old black and white, grainy looking, poor quality, and people are still watching them. Amazing.
They touch old memory nerves.
Yeah, they do. But the thing is, a lot of the people watching it are, young people nowadays, but they're watching these old programs.
Oh, that's true too.
So it's, yes, George Reeves is Superman, the original. Yep.
I didn't know what his name was.
Yep, George Reeves.
I've been looking after my mom, and it's all reruns like that, like the Waltons. Oh, I loved the Waltons.
Yeah, I did too. The Waltons were pretty good. There was a lot of schmaltz in it, but it was a good program.
The guy that
definitely
was
good
John
family.
Boyd, Richard something or other.
Yeah, definitely good family values. Twilight Zone, and there was Outer Limits, One Step Beyond. Let's see what else.
I would miss MASH too. And no, Jennifer, it's not black on this end. You might need to refresh. My Favorite Martian.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Wonderful one.
Yeah.
Rod Serling. I still love the Twilight Zone ones. I can't get into it. The Waltons should have been a cartoon.
Well, they still have Twilight Zone marathons on Sci-Fi.
Yeah. John Wayne. My dad looked a lot like John Wayne, and we got comments all the time.
Oh, the Jetsons. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, Ray Walston was
my favorite
Martian.
Among other things.
Yep. I can't remember what I had for supper last night, but I remember Ray Walston was on My Favorite Martian.
Right. What did we have for supper last night? I don't remember either. And I cooked it. Well, it was leftover Italian food, wasn't it?
No.
No? I don't know. Grizzly Adam.
Yep.
Take care, Kelvin.
Thanks for coming by. Enjoyed your company. You take care, big guy.
I honestly don't remember what. Oh, I do too. I made the fried potatoes with onions and a hamburger patty.
Yep.
Came back. Just took a while of thinking. All those meals I make kind of run together, and I forget which one I made lately. Yeah, we all do have.
We all do have some good memories of that stuff. Yep.
For most of it, it was formative years, and they were good times.
Yeah, remember when I'd get home from school, and I'd plop down in front of the TV and watch the Mickey Mouse Club every day.
Yep.
I was in love with Annette. She had these bumpies on her chest, man. I thought that was just,
The first TV I watched with any regularity was The Wonderful World of Color, and I watched it at my neighbor's house. We had a neighbor up the street that had a huge window in the front of their living room, one of those picture book windows, I think it is. Hi, Donna. And they had their television faced towards the window. And when Wonderful World of Color would come on, they'd turn it up loud and open the curtains, and all the kids in the neighborhood would sit in their yard and watch Wonderful World of Color.
it was the
was
Wonderful
really
World of Disney.
No, it was Wonderful World of Color. Disney was later.
Okay.
Let's see. Happy says the
Yeah,
first Atari
Dark
phone.
Shadows was a good one. That was a very strange program. Dark Shadows was one of the first ones that I thought was really weird.
Debbie says you're so bad. with
Yeah,
the
well.
puppies.
Yeah, well,
Formative years, yes.
not much has changed. uh,
My dinner was honey chicken with scorched honey glaze. Oh my goodness. Did you refresh it, Jennifer? Okay. It hasn't given us any notice that we're having problems on this end, so it must have been something on your end or between us. Donna, I'm glad to see you checked in today. Donna's dad loved Dark Shadows.
yeah,
That's
it was
one
a
I never
strange
saw.
program. Like I said, that was one that I used to like that not a lot of people other like was Outer Limits. That one was, was kind of a fringe program.
Might
But
be Jennifer.
I enjoyed that one. Outer Limits was always kind of
Out
really
there.
out there. It was really out there. So, but some of the Twilight Zone shows used to really, they'd make you think, boy.
Yeah.
They would make you think.
And one of my favorite Twilight Zone ones was with a couple that the car broke down in a little town, and they took it to the garage to be fixed. And while they were waiting for them to fix it, they went across the street to a diner. And on the table at the diner was this little thing where you put a nickel in and pop the little devil head, and you supposedly got your fortune. But this was referring directly to them in their lives, and they got all hooked, and they couldn't do anything without going and putting money in to see what the devil said they could do. It was a very long one, but it was very weird. Outer Limits was good.
Yep.
I had coffee from my new coffee press. Oh, cool, Donna. I'm glad. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, there were a lot of programs back then that
Okay.
that did make you think. That's for sure. And the Twilight Zone was one of them, and so was Outer Limits. And One Step Beyond, I think. Was that another one? One Step Beyond?
This is as good as mine. Most of those I didn't watch.
That one I'm not sure of, but
I had a real problem when I was a kid. I had not seen enough of those things, and I still, to this day, have that they don't give me bad dreams. I don't watch horror flicks because they give me bad dreams. And I was that way as a kid, too. I mean, the first horror flick I ever saw was the original Mummy. And I had dreams for months after that, watching that one. I was scared to death. I just knew the mummy was going to come up out of the pond, not too close, not too far from us, and get me. I just knew it was. So, horror flicks are not a genre I appreciate.
so then you never liked Swamp Thing and
No.
Creature from the Black Lagoon?
Nope. Never saw any of them. The next one I saw was The Blob. And after The Blob, I saw The Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. And after that, I quit watching them altogether.
Yeah, Will Robinson is Danger, Will Robinson, Danger, Will
But that
Robinson.
wasn't really scary. Blissful Acres liked the One Step Beyond. And on Houdini. Oh, yeah. With me, too.
The Living Dead.
Oh, Alfred Hitchcock was really
Yeah, that was another one that really used to kind of make you think.
At 6 years old, attack of the 50-foot woman in the drive-in scared me so. Yeah, it did me too. When I was 8. The Birds. That was the Alfred Hitchcock penultimate show.
Well, Debbie, I understand that they're saying that there's a time limit on how long we are going to be able to stay on the moon, is the way that I read the article this morning in the paper. But
Never saw it, Carol. Could not watch Psycho.
Psycho was a strange movie. That was
One of your strange little movies.
well, obviously a very popular one. I mean, it set the tone for a whole generation.
Right.
It was a thinking man's horror movie in a lot of ways, because it was more psychological than,
Yeah.
jump up and scare you in the face. But
It messed with my
definitely
brain.
it definitely would mess with your head
Yeah.
if you weren't careful.
Roberta, I did see the Birds, and
Saw
many
that
years
just
later,
recently. We saw that just recently.
yeah,
Yep.
and many years after seeing it, the neighborhood that my parents moved us into had an overabundance of grackles. And at night, when they were coming into roost, you would see huge flocks of these great big black birds descending on the trees in our neighborhood. So I had a lot of reminders of that movie.
Annie brought spaghetti.
Hi, yay, Annie!
Got enough for everybody?
Hope so.
And we had spaghetti, 3 nights ago?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. And we have some in the freezer for when I'm gone.
Yeah. There is some left in there? There's
There's
spaghetti in there?
Yes, there's 2 spaghetti dinners and 2
Oh,
ziti
well, no,
dinners.
okay.
Got 2 of each.
Okay.
Gotta get back to my mom's. Take care. Take care, Irene. You have a super, super week.
Yeah,
Speaking
now, Stephen King, Carol,
won't watch them.
he has got one of the strangest imaginations I've ever been around. I'll tell you, in my opinion, his best work was The Stand. And I'm talking about the books, not the movie. But he definitely made an impression on me from way back when with his books.
The only Stephen King I ever watched that I had any decent, positive thoughts about at all was The Langoliers. And I did enjoy
Yeah,
that.
that was definitely a different movie. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I read the book too, but yeah.
Happy grew up near Stephen King in Maine.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, I
Strange guy.
enjoyed The Langoliers. It made me think. Most of Stephen King's,
A lot of them were so bizarre that,
they're just in your face scary.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, Christine, yeah.
I've heard about
Christine
that.
was a pretty good book.
Carol Thomas.
Yeah, he has the strangest imagination. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I mean, that guy just sees the world differently than we do.
Yeah.
Just flat sees the
I
world
don't think I
differently.
could sleep if I saw the world the way he does.
I don't know.
My dreams would keep me awake. I had a hard time using a cell phone for a while after one of them. Which one was that, Annie? Oh, Happy read this.
Yeah, Happy. I read The Stand pretty much straight through as well. It was a compelling book. It was really,
It.
and it was, it was like, yay. It was a real thick book. But it was in the end, that one was a very satisfying book, actually. I enjoyed it.
The man needs some help.
Yeah, well,
Jennifer says.
you're right about that.
I'm afraid if he got it, then he'd probably become destitute because his weirdness is what gives him his income.
Well, he's got enough money where he ain't never going to be destitute.
Well, I don't know. Well, his problems, you never know. Oh, and he said the one she had was called The Cell. Beautiful Things was a weird book. No,
Yeah,
I never read it, thank goodness.
he became a bit of a different man after he almost got killed when he got hit by that car. That definitely changed him very deeply. He almost died.
Carol says he's strange but a wonderful, thoughtful kind of guy.
Yeah.
And I just don't know.
Well,
anything about it.
you would think somebody that successful, living in Maine, and that's where basically most of his books are set in Maine, a rather odd place. You
Good
know,
point, Blissful Acres.
maybe his books are his therapy. Yeah, that could be. Yeah, the books are far better than the movies they've made out of them. I mean, they butchered the stand, obviously. But, I mean, that was such a huge story that
I
it would
think
be very, very difficult to tell that in a movie.
I think that's a problem turning any book into a movie.
A good book, a
Yeah.
really good book.
Yeah, I mean, look at the ones Mitchell wrote that they tried to turn into movies. Those never turned out
Yeah,
very well.
no. So they're just too big.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, Christine got back at him, didn't it? The car got back at him. Yep.
It's the car's fault. Well, hello, Sean. It's good to see you. Taking a break from working. Well, I'm glad you decided to take a break and come join us for a little bit. What are you working on, Sean? Are you doing some more videos that we can watch, I hope? I think I've watched almost all of yours now. I've been binge watching Sean's videos.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of hoping to see my grandson Michael here today.
His wife
Yeah, we were
Tabitha
in-
is also an accomplished writer, and they both have pseudonym names as well as for writers. Yeah.
I had a short online chat with my grandson Michael yesterday and invited him to come and hang out with us here today. Was kind of hoping he would.
I'll be doing tomato sauce when I get back from Louisiana because I'll need to make space in the freezer. But I don't have time between now and Thursday to get it done.
No, she got a pretty heavy schedule between now and the time she gets out of here to go see the Broussards for a few days.
Yep.
And she's going to be busy there too. So
Gone with the Wild. Gone? Who did that one?
Gone with the Wind.
Wind.
Well, that was a pretty good movie.
Yeah, but it was very long.
That's
But it was pretty close to the book in a lot of ways. Didn't
Yeah.
leave out a whole lot.
and in some ways they did manage to tell the story quite well.
Mm-hmm.
I did read the book too, by the way, but that was a long time ago.
I read the book too. Got to get mine out of the way today as I begin move to you on Tuesday. Yeah, you're right, Sean. There's always way more to do than I have time for.
Yep.
And I'm getting ready to start making, I already make our dog and cat food. Now I'm getting ready to start making our bird food as well. I want to try and improve on the nutrition for the birds. I've been doing some research and found that some of the things that at least Gandhi suffers from might be helped by better nutrition. So I'm going to start making some food for them too.
Well, their nutrition is pretty good, but yeah, you're making a more varied diet for them.
Right.
Adding in more fruits and probably vegetables and stuff. They get some now, but what Kate is looking at is increasing the ratios of fruits and vegetables to the nuts and grains and the dehydrated foods that we give them now.
Take care, Donna. It's good to see you.
Take care, Donna. Thanks for coming by.
Basically, Sean, what I'm trying to do is get my pets off of the commercially prepared pet foods and get them more into homemade foods where they have more fresh food, and I can vary and give them more vegetables and fruits instead of having them live on rice and vegetable soy proteins and things like that. So that's what I'm trying to do. And it's really made a difference with the dog so far. Although,
Yeah, he's getting a little chunky though.
yeah, he is getting a little chunky. I have to cut back on the amount I give him. But he does seem to be healthy.
Yeah, he's definitely getting healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
I'm hoping I can do that for the birds as well.
that'd be nice.
I guess you call them wet.
They're not dry, that's for sure. So
They're
yeah,
not pelletized. They're not, hard, chunky things.
I guess you would have to call them wet food.
Yeah. I am, however, feeding them some rice and some grains as well.
I think she's got in the back of her mind to do a video on the cat and dog food once she gets going on it.
Right. Once I get it down where I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm still making a lot of changes every time I make it. How do you store the pet food long term? Right now, I'm making it in small, very small batches, only enough for about a week until I figure out what I'm doing with it. And I'm using a lot of my pantry materials to feed them. For instance, I'm putting a lot of my canned chicken in the dog and cat food. So they eat it well, and I have a lot of it. So maybe I'll can it once the time goes by, but right now I don't make it in large, and I barely make enough to last a week. So.
And what she's done for me to use while she's gone is these little plastic sandwich containers. You know, but they're like, what am I trying to think of here?
They're not Tupperware, but they're
Tupperware.
plastic.
It's like Tupperware.
Plastic containers.
Yeah, and but it's shaped like a sandwich. It would be for keeping a sandwich. One of those with some in it is like one meal for the dog.
1 day's worth of meal.
So she's got those set up for me to feed to Nacho while she's gone for a few days.
Well, Blissful, what I do right now is 2 cups of rice, 1 cup of meat, at least 1 cup of some kind of mixed vegetable. And right now I'm using a lot of the carrots that I had before. And yeah, sandwich size plastic containers, right? And bone broth, usually chicken, because that's what I have the most of. And if it gets too thin, then I mix a little bit of powdered, I do my own powdered instant potatoes. I dehydrate them and crunch them up. So that's what I do. And the cat food, basically what I usually do is change the seasonings a little bit. The dog food, I put more garlic in. The cat food, I put a little more of the onion powder in.
Once you do get your recipes down pretty good, you do need to do a video on those.
Mm-hmm.
You really do. Because I know a lot of people nowadays are much more interested in feeding their animals more of a human food-based diet,
right,
than just straight dog or cat food. Because it's, you know, it's they can claim all they want how good that food is, but it's still just
it's not a
processed meal.
Food.
You know, they use the crappiest parts of any critter, and then they say it's all chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's all chicken crap. You know, it's just the inedible parts of the chicken. They grind up the feet and legs and all that stuff, and they can say it's chicken. But you know, truth be told, it's not white meat and dark meat. It's the garbage pieces.
Well, ours get some of that too. When I make chicken bone broth,
yeah, but that's different. You're making the broth.
Shred all the chicken off of it.
That's true, but you know, you're shredding the meat off of the bones. You're not grinding the bones up.
No.
And using those.
From all of our dead stock and the pet foods. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I was just going to say that I do use the chicken when I make a bone broth. I strip all of the meat from the carcass, and that gets, and I don't grind it up. The white meat, if I have large pieces of white meat, I chop it with my knife. Hello, Grammy Karen, it's good to see you. And the smaller pieces, I just break up with a fork and a knife, and then I mix it all together. And they both eat it well. The cat still wants her treats, and the dog still wants his treats, but what can I say? I'm glad you caught us live, too. It's good to see you. Now I'm going to be adding things like vegetables and fruits into the bird food as well. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and Kate also has some plans to make some birdie breads.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll be great too, because there are a lot of formulas out there for making bird breads that are quite nutritious. And if she starts making those, I think it'll be a boost for their quality of their food as well. So.
And I hope it'll help with Dandy's feather plucking. I don't know that it will, but maybe. It's worth a try.
Blissful, I agree with you. So much is bad made overseas. You know, I've kind of reached the point where I'm beginning more and more to distrust foods and everything else that I don't know the origins of.
Carol,
and I think we're go ahead.
Carol, I was going to say they get basically the same food, just change the herbs and spices that I put in it, because it's good solid food and they do like it both.
She said more onion powder and things of that sort in the cat food.
Right.
Carol is what she was talking about. But,
Jennifer, food is
yeah,
getting
foods
bad
are
for
getting
people,
bad
too.
in general. You're right, and that's one of the reasons we're getting these chickens from the Broussards is because at least there we know how these chickens have been raised because they've been raised with absolutely no toxic anything in
No
their
growth
environment.
hormones, no
You know,
all of that stuff.
no hormones, no spraying them down for mites with chemicals or anything, and so it's it's a much better feeling when you know that you're eating food that is safer. And anymore, I mean, even though you go to the store, it looks great, looks beautiful. You just never know. You don't. Yep. What you writing down there, darling?
The people are asking me to write very specific kinds
okay.
of recipes and videos. So.
Huh. Over dehydrated some hard salami, and the cat loves his new treat. Yeah, that's good.
I'm sorry.
Blissful Acres was making some salami and over dehydrated, so now the cat loves his new treats.
All right, very
Good
good.
idea.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, and a buddy of mine makes it bird food and gets $6 a pound for his birds. Yeah.
Hi, Eli. It's good to see you.
Yeah. We probably could sell some of this stuff too. I mean, I've tried several times to find other bird owners in the area where I live, and they just apparently there are a few around, but none of them seem very interested in getting together or doing anything jointly. So I'm just kind of on my own. Kate and I are on our own. Oh.
Okay. I got quite a few videos to make if I go with all of these. But here's mine. $6 a pound. I thought that's what you meant, Sean, for his chicken. Taking to eating a lot more fruit than before. Losing lots of weight too. That's excellent, Roberta. I'm having to do some research because my mom cannot eat a lot of fruits because she's diabetic, and she is now also cannot eat a lot of foods that are high in potassium because she has too much potassium in her system. So that is something I have to do a lot of research on that because you find potassium in the strangest places. And Jennifer, you want one on making chicken noodle soup?
I'm surprised you haven't started making your own noodles.
I'm playing with the idea. I just had so many other things to do lately. I haven't had a chance yet. I have the pasta machine for my.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, for my stand mixer.
Oh, okay.
My KitchenAid. Just need to do it.
Well, Happy's telling me to get going on these recipes and videos.
Up to $15 a pound for capons. What is a capon? A young chicken?
Yeah, a young chicken that's. I don't know what they do to them special, but they have some sort of designation for them.
Okay. Well, Happy, I'm getting a list, but I won't be making videos till I come back. Sorry.
Oh, Annie likes your apron.
Thank you very much, Annie. This been
a neutered rooster.
Hmm?
A neutered rooster is a capon.
Ah, okay. How do you neuter a bird? I've never even thought of that. Oh, when I come back from the Broussards, I'm going up there on Thursday, and I'll be back the following Monday. I'm staying 5 days.
Yeah.
A good alternative for flour. Is it the gluten that you're having problems with, Blissful?
I think you're right about being an unsexed male. I think is right for a capon. So whether it's either undeveloped or whether it's
unsexed,
neutered, one of the two.
Basically, it's 6 to 8 week old chickens. Because
I guess that could be.
That's fairly young.
Well, Happy, she's got some stuff in the freezer for me, and I've got I've got some, actually some, we picked up some food to go from Olive Garden.
And you can always
I can
order in
always order a
pizzas.
pizza. So I'm not worried about it.
And I'm only going to be gone 5 days, and there's
Yeah.
already 7 meals in there.
So I'll be good. I'll be good.
Okay, gluten-free.
Gluten there's
Yeah, gluten is the
a
problem.
tough one.
Yeah, I experimented with gluten-free living for a while because I was having problems with IBS, and it turned out that the gluten was not causing a problem. So I experimented with several different gluten-free flours. The best one I had luck with was the coconut flour and the almond flour, but you have to add other things to it. So I would suggest that you do some Googling and some online research to see what goes best with it. You can get a lot of gluten-free recipes on basically on YouTube, and they show you what you can add to it.
There's a lot of resources out there on it, but if you don't need to mess with it, it's a real pain.
Yeah, but if you do need to, it's important to know. So when I was doing a lot of gluten-free, I thought about doing videos on that too, but we found out pretty quickly it wasn't the gluten that was causing my IBS. So okay. Oh goodness. Okay. I can make videos on how to make various soups, but not all of the soups that I make are cannibal. And I don't mean eating human flesh. I mean able to be canned.
I figured that out.
I make all kinds of soups. In the winter, I make a lot of soups. Most of my soups are just toss it in the pan, whatever I've got, and that's soup. I don't have a real specific recipe for it. Gluten puts you to sleep? That's interesting. How do I support the channel as the dollar is not showing up here? Only the smiley face. I don't know exactly what they do. I think you have to apply to get the what's that called? I don't remember what it's called.
The Patreon thing?
No, it's the super chats. I think you have to apply for super chats, Happy. I'm not sure yet. I'll do some research on that too.
I'll tell you what, Kate, I'm going to gather up my stuff here and head back in the other room. I'm supposed to talk to Michael on the phone here shortly, I hope.
All right.
So I'm going to head on out. But
okay. Can you get your
machine? I think I can. It might take me a while to move everything around. Folks, I'll see you later. Take care. Love you greatly. Thank you for coming by and being with us today. So we're very much grateful. Yeah. Very grateful for your time and for your presence. And I shall return.
I'm monetized now. I can also have my PayPal posted on my videos. I've heard of a tip jar. Well, I just got my PayPal set up for the, I don't remember what it's called, Pay Me PayPal or something like that. There. That's a little better. I will go back and find out what that is, what link I need to put up for that. I didn't realize that I've been so busy thinking about and getting ready for this trip to the Bazaars. I really haven't paid much attention to real life. Everybody says bye and take care and have a good week. Eli says, God bless you. Did you get it unplugged?
Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
He says, tell you all, thank you very much. Post a link to it down below the video. It's actually better than a super chat. Yeah, because they don't take as much out. I will get that again. And no. I've got to go back over to PayPal and find out what it is. I think it's just PayPal me at Inside Kate's Kitchen, but I'm not sure. So don't hold me to that. I'll have to look it up and find out. And I can post it in the streams or something. Huh? Yeah. This, well, I had not really planned to monetize when I started doing these. So I'm not up on the best way to do these things. A lot of people told me somebody's going to make money on your videos, so you might as well make some too. And that's why I decided that I'd try it. So that's okay. You're right, Taffy. Everything does help. That is true. And who knows, I might actually be able to get a camera that I can shoot videos on and go straight to YouTube with. Right now, that doesn't work that way. And I haven't been able to figure out how to make my phone work. So actually, Jennifer, we are very blessed. We have most of our bills down to the point where we can handle it on our income. So don't need it for bills, but I would like to have it for upgrading the equipment for doing this. If I can help you much. Oh, thank you, Happy. I appreciate that very much. We love you too. We really do. I will find out. Let me write that down. Find out about the PayPal. Pay me the PayPal thing. I know I set it up, and they gave me a link, but the page it was on disappeared before I could write it down. So I will have to go back and look and find out about it. Sister-in-law fed their parrot human food, and he lived over 40 years. Well, I'm hoping, Eli, that mine will live longer, although I'm not too sure how long because I'm 70 and my birds are, the oldest of our birds is in his early 20s. These birds live to be, some of them can live to be almost 100 years old if they're well cared for. I'm beginning to learn that I need to do a lot more to care for them well. I need to increase their nutrition. I need to find a way to give them more exercise than they get. I need to do something to stimulate them mentally and emotionally. Apparently, these birds are much smarter than I thought they were. So I've got a lot of work to do there. Plus, I've got dog and cat, and I have to keep David and me going too. So, not that I do all of this alone. David does everything he can to help. That's for sure. So, but I get interested in things like this, and I tend to go overboard with it and jump in with both feet and end up to here, you know. So I have to be careful or I'll get myself just overloaded. Who else? Oh, we still have 13 folks here. That's good. What is it? Positive Side of Dark. Hello. Good to see you. I think you're new to my channel. Welcome, welcome. I am well. My husband is well. He just took off to go talk to his grandson. But we're doing well. I'm glad to see you. Where did you find out from us? Where did you find out about us, I should say? And do you have a first name you will share with us? Apparently, Sean knows you. I'm busy putting vegetables in the refrigerator. Aha, very good, Lisa. You just go right ahead. Oh, okay, Sean. Sorry. Jennifer, remember when we were talking and I did. No, I'm sorry, dear. I don't understand what you mean. Let's see. I believe it was I am creator. Okay. Eli, you could have said that. David agrees. Thank you. Eli, are you and your daughter doing any more traveling? Roberta, I will look into the PayPal. Thank you. And thank you for coming, dear. It was really lovely to see you. And I hope you get back. I'm hoping I'll get to have a video next week. I'll be in Louisiana. I'm going to try and have my live stream there. I just don't know what all's going on. So you stay safe and take care, and we'll see you next time. Oh, David?
Yeah.
Eli says now that you're gone, he can tell me he thinks I'm adorable. He laughed too. Are you leaving too, Jennifer, or are you just saying goodbye to Roberta? Yeah. We've been on, my goodness, we've been on over an hour without, ooh, I better not say anything. Not a good idea. They'd probably jinx it and we'd have to do all kinds of things. Okay. Do my live next week. I hope to. I hope to. Last time I went, we were able to do a live stream. It's just, they were in that hurricane, and I'm not sure what their setup is yet, whether we'll have enough bandwidth. They are able to do theirs, so I'm hoping I'll be able to do it as well. Dark side, positive side of dark is my name. Code name. Okay. Yeah, I really would like to do it. I'd like to bring them on and just chat with you guys and let you meet and know Brett and Amy better than you do now. Although if you're on their live streams, you know them pretty well. They're very special people to me. Although we are not physically related or biologically related, they are still my kids, and I love them dearly. I agree, Sean. They are wonderful people. I can't believe I've only known them a few years now, because it seems like I've known them forever. Or Pisad. Well, Pisad, where are you from? Happy you take care and have a wonderful day. I'm glad you dropped in. Ahmad is here. Hello, Ahmad. It's good to see you. You haven't been in quite a while. Happy you have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you again later. Take care. From Virginia. Okay. Well, I'm glad you joined us. I truly am. MMMMM is Ahmad. And he came in for a while. He was coming in pretty much every week, and then we had to drop him for a while. New place in Northwest Arizona has no internet, so I can only participate when I'm home every 2 weeks. We miss you too. I was wondering why you were not around, Eli. I'm glad to know that you're okay. That is good. Are you going to get internet in the Arizona area? I hope you do. Annie says, I used to make my parrots toys from baby toys, pine blocks, yard sales, and thrift stores. I cut dogs' choke chain collars and threaded them on to attach S-hooks and clips. Annie, I do that too. As a matter of fact, I made some just the other day. And another thing that I've done in the past, and I will probably continue to do, is sometimes you can find large parrot toys and you can take them apart and make several smaller ones. So that's what we're doing as well. I'm doing that, doing a lot of remaking. Also, after they've torn up what they want to, there are usually pieces left that are good to put on another toy. So I believe in recycling, and that's one of the ways I recycle. I also save the cardboard tubes that paper towels and toilet paper come in, because they absolutely adore. I put them over the chain and then put some nuts or something inside and fold the ends in, and they have to tear them apart to get to the treats, and they love that too. So I try and do things that'll stimulate their interest. You take care, Pisad. I like that. You take care. I assume that you're leaving. You said have a good day. I'm glad you dropped in, and I hope you come back. You got to get creative. Parrot toys are expensive. Well, that's true. That is so true. But you also have to be real careful about the kind of things you use to make your own parrot toys too, because sometimes you think you've got something that's really good and safe and it's not. I've had to be very careful about the wood I put in, because some places treat their wood and they don't necessarily mark that it's treated, and that can kill a bird quickly. So we're very careful about that. I try to be extremely careful about it. Annie, what kind of, no brittle plastic, bird safe wood, right. What kind of birds do you have, Annie, or did you have, if you don't have them anymore? When I was a kid, I grew up raising parakeets. That was my experience into the bird world. I had quite a few breeding pairs of parakeets, and I would raise them, and then various people would get them. I never sold them to bird stores or to pet stores, but there was always people waiting, because I would hand raise them and get them used to being handled and dealt with before they went to their new homes. People always loved that. They could get their new bird and hold them on their fingers or let them ride around on their shoulders, and there was no problem. The birds were used to it. Once they got used to the new people, they were just as friendly and loving as they could be. Mostly cockatoos. Oh, okay. You had a green-winged macaw. Oh. We have the 2 blue and golds, and then we have the Maui sunrise. So, your grandma had a bird too, Jennifer? What kind of bird did she have? Do you know? What time is it? 2:13. Okay, we're going to have to shut this down pretty soon, folks, because I've got to go to my mom's today. Oh, you don't know. Okay. I have taken over my mom's medications. What is a Maui sunrise? It's a it's a breed. It's 2 different breeds that got together and made one. Normally, it's got red on the top of its head, and then orange, and then down its back it's got green feathers that are edged in gold. And hybrid, thank you, that was the word. It has a gold or orange, mine has a bright orange chest, and just all kinds of colors. Let's see. North Star got a run. Good. You take care too, Sean. Thank you for coming by. I really appreciate it. He is gorgeous. He is a beautiful bird. Unfortunately, he's my plucker, so his chest and legs are naked, and he's now started on his shoulders. So that's one reason why I'm trying to change the nutrition. I want to stop him from doing that. Have I tried honey for what, Ahmad? It was a white bird. Okay. Could have been a cockatiel. I don't know. I mean, a cockatoo. I'm glad you like us, Sean, and we really look forward to you coming here. You always contribute so much, and you're so much fun to have around. Anyway, it is it's 2:15, and I think I'm going to go ahead and close it. It's supposed to be an hour chat, and I'm longer than I've already been. So if you guys take care this coming week, I hope to see you next week. Maybe I'll have a video. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Thank you, Annie. I hope to have a very safe trip, and I will have loads of fun. These people are wonderful. I'll see you next Sunday, hopefully from their house. Until then, take care. Have a good day. Bye. Be safe.